Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with some more Warhammer 3 news. This time some gameplay provided by Creative Assembly, focusing on Slaanesh versus Nurgle in a Slaanesh perspective. There's actually a few things that we need to talk about in this video, so what we're going to do is we're going to have everything playing and stopping and just discussing any different areas and so on. And of course, and if you haven't seen the original, I'll have a timestamp with the original without any edits and so on, so you can check that if you want to check that out first. Just a quick note, yes, I'm still very ill at the moment with a chest infection. The last video took me about 5 hours to produce. This one's probably going to take me the same, and yeah, just be patient with me, guys. But with all that being said, let's just jump right in. So we're getting to stop right here, and as far as we can see, this is a minor settlement, as we can see a capture point over there. Perhaps this is a Slaaneshi one, as we've seen kind of like these destroyed kind of cities. It's kind of weird, because it doesn't look either Slaaneshi or Nurgle, but they're still fighting over it. It could be just something different, or we have to wait and see. It's one of these things where not a lot of context is provided, but yet it looks cool. We've already seen through earlier scenes that there's bridges and so on, so yeah, at least this looks like it's going to be an interesting battle map.
After scouring the Chaos Wastes, spreading plague and affliction in his wake.
Alright, so we get a little bit of context that was in the Chaos Wastes. It could be that the Chaos different locations could have localized settlement styles, which would be kind of cool. I'll have to ask the members of Creative Assembly for that, but I'm not sure if they would be willing to give that information just yet. Because you can see now in this frame that we're in the realm of Slaanesh, so obviously it kind of feels like there's going to have localized settlement styles, which would be cool.
Kugath arrives in the realm of Slaanesh, ready to extract his vengeance. Here, Nakari awaits in thinly veiled anticipation, for fresh sensation and succulent war are aching to be experienced.
We're still not at the actual gameplay yet, so I don't feel bad about stopping here. It's just, I really like the look of the Chaos Realms so far. We've seen some really cool stuff. Hopefully this means that there's going to be a lot of different variants when it comes to maps and so on, and it's not just kind of, well, you know, a red for Khorne and blue for Tzeentch and so on. Having their own color schemes of course works very well, but some different style of maps would also be good. So far we've been seeing some quite unique stuff, and that's really good. I'm just kind of worried because Creative Assembly do what Creative Assembly do.
For Nakari, nothing is more important than the taste of ecstasy in its purest form. As Slaanesh's greatest keeper of secrets, Nakari has broken empires and countless minds in his eternal quest for new depraved sensations. Though he harbors...
Just a quick note here, the random jumps themselves are Creative Assembly, it's not me editing. I'm not too sure what's caused this. They sent us this file and yeah, very strange.
A particular hatred for the elven twins of Ulthuan. He puts aside his plans in order to teach the unclean hordes of Nurgle's minions a much-needed lesson on the beauty of pain.
Nurgle's forces are incredibly impressive when you see them bulked up like this. Like, it's just really, really cool. A lot of these models themselves are easy to get your hands on, and they're just a nice-looking army. But, like, when you see them like this, it is just so impressive. It's a proper horde. Like, you can see the toads, you can see the rotflies, you can see all the Nurglings. I'm really tempted to make this one of my first playthroughs because it looks cool. It looks really, really cool. And I'm a person who just generally didn't like Nurgle on the tabletop, but here, looks really awesome. Alright, now we're at the good stuff. So, we get a first look at the map, which you can see the mini-map on the right-hand side of the screen. That's kind of cool. It's choke point based map with 3 entrances. Everything I assume is ramping its way up, which is kind of cool. I think it's fairly unique. I haven't seen this type of thing before, so yeah, this is awesome. When it comes to the unit cards for Slaanesh, these are really pretty. These are really, really pretty. I quite like these. It's one of these things where unit cards for Total War have always been kind of hit and miss, but these look really, really cool. Look incredibly stylized, and yeah, I'm a big fan. The thing I always find weird is because obviously this is just to showcase the units, so the army itself is very varied, but it's not really a good army from what I can tell. I mean, it's still cool that you get to see a lot of different things, but I wouldn't be opposed to, you know, proper army loadouts.
His unending search of hedonistic perfection has led him to probe the legions of Nurgle. For perhaps, past their disgusting facade, they possess the ultimate sensation, of which N'Kari is desperate to experience.
I must admit this is a bit of a weird map to showcase Slaanesh, as, well, we have found out in the roster reveal that, you know, it's based on hit and run, and you can't really do that if your only way to your enemy is straight into its face. I mean, we still get to see the units in proper action, but we're not actually seeing the units on how they should be played, which is kind of strange.
On the slopes, marauders and demonettes hold back the coming surge. Seldom little can stand against the green tide of Nurgle's infection, though N'Kari is delighted to try. He employs the Lash of Slaanesh to thin the Nurgling hordes.
Lash of Slaanesh looks like it's going to do quite a bit of damage and push a lot of enemies aside, which is quite good. We've seen this spell before in various other videos, the only thing is they never gave us a good angle on it, and now we've actually been able to see what it can truly do, and I'm quite happy about this, so let's carry on.
One by one, N'Kari's defenses fall, pushing he and his seducers into a corner.
Again, why establish that this faction is based on hit-and-run tactics and chariots and cavalry, yet you show us off with some basic kind of infantry and just charging straight in face-to-face, which makes no sense. Creative Assembly has always been kind of weird when it comes to these marketing things, because, you mean, show us how it's supposed to be played properly, right? Other than that, I mean, we can see that there's other units and they're obviously gearing up to showcase some other things, but, I mean, it's been able to hold out fairly well if you think about it. Some Marauders, some basic just footmen, some Spawn, and a Soul Grinder, and that's pretty much it. But they've been holding it against the Nurgle army quite a bit. I mean, we can see here, it doesn't look like a lot of damage was done, but yeah, you know, it's the magic of editing.
The Arch-Tempter does not accept his fate quietly and casts Witstealer Sword, turning himself into a one-demon army. He revels in anticipation of the blissful pain he is about to receive and bestow.
I'm going to be very honest with you, and I'm pretty sure that you guys feel the same way. One thing that really frustrates me is the over-exaggerated voice acting here. Like, yeah, it's not going to turn you into a one-demon army, it's not the Sword of Cain. Can we just have a little bit of context and move on? Like, I get it, they want to do a little bit more context and so on, but they did really well with the Troy stuff and even Three Kingdoms. The Warhammer 3 stuff just feels pretty forced.
But a one-demon army cannot hope to stand against the strength of Nurgle's Garden, no matter how delightful the sensation.
Alright, so now they're going to bring in the other troops, and, you know, if you check the timer, it's been going on for like 15 minutes or so. It's very obvious this is staged, and yeah, I get it, but a proper battle would be nice, you know? Either way, it's about time that we're actually going to see the other stuff, because, well, you know, there's some cavalry, there's some chariots and so on, and we want to see them.
Slaanesh is no child to be outmaneuvered by bloated pox carriers, no fool to be punished for daring to desire. The Lord of Skulls bathes in blood, the Changer of Ways plays his games, and the Father spreads his little diseases. But the Prince of Pleasure, the Lord of Excess, is dedicated to the pursuit of earthly gratification. And what is more gratifying than victory?
I absolutely love the Fiends of Slaanesh. They look so cool and the animations are so nice. I am just absolutely in love with them. They are so good. So good.
Excess is not mere flesh and gluttony. Excess is violence. Excess is unchained potential. Excess is perfection.
Excess is also cheesy voice acting, we get it, okay. Sorry, I'm just not feeling well, and the voice acting is always, you know, it's been overbearing. Anyways, we've been able to see quite a lot of animations, which is kind of cool. This is an army that I've been looking forward to for a long time, so this is going to be great. I mean, a few scenes back with the Seekers charging in, that was awesome. It's very much how I imagined the miniatures to act, so I'm really happy about this.
A trap, and one Kugath willingly walked into. The seducers of Slaanesh keep their attacks coming, pressing the invaders in tighter and tighter.
We've been seeing the hit and run tactics here, which is great. It's something that we know is very important because of the double charge bonus. It's still impressive because this area of the map is so small, like you'd expect to pull the enemy out into the open field rather than on a very small platform. But hey, if it works, it works.
As devastating flankers, Slaanesh followers grow all the more eager and deadly when exploiting an enemy's exposed flanks. Demon faces demon in a mad carousal of disease and debauchery, culminating in a hysterical frenzy fanned by Nakari. To claim that ever-tantalizing victory, Nakari casts Slicing Shards. A mirror forms in the sky, reflecting the ugliness of Nurgle's followers back at themselves. It shatters into a myriad of deadly shards that lacerate and impale the demons below.
That was pretty cool. It's very much a basic bombardment, but it has a good visual. We've been able to see quite a lot. They're doing a lot of aerial shots, which is nice. It would have been cooler if they would have gone more upfront and personal, but hey, aerial shots you're able to see quite a lot too.
An unfortunate outcome, Kugath admits as he slowly abandons the battle. Nakari may have his victory. Let him see if it was worth it in the coming days when Kugath's beautiful contagions begin to take hold. Though victorious, Nakari did not experience the ultimate sensation within Nurgle's hordes, and so his search continues.
Well, we finally got to see quite a little bit of stuff, mostly animations, that's pretty much it, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to see more proper gameplay, like they did with the settlement battles and so on, but I guess they just want to show off some narrative, which I guess works. It's still pretty cool, the animations were gorgeous, so I'm really happy about this. We're gonna have to wait and see for more stuff, I'm imagining. There's still a lot of unanswered questions about Slaanesh, but animation-wise they look like the other trailers, so I'm really happy. I was kind of worried about the Fiends. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of them, and I was kind of worried that they wouldn't have the same animations that we saw in trailers, but it looks like they do, so that's awesome. But with all that being said, the original is going to be at the end of this video, and I need to get some rest as... yeah, it's not been a good day for me. I've been dealing with a chest infection and I am kind of suffering at the moment. I'll be online by the time that the video does get launched though, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below and let's start a bit of a discussion.
After scouring the chaos wastes, spreading plague and affliction in his wake, Kugath arrives in the realm of Slaanesh, ready to extract his vengeance. Here, Nakari awaits in thinly veiled anticipation, for fresh sensation and succulent war are aching to be experienced. For Nakari, nothing is more important than the taste of ecstasy in its purest form. As Slaanesh's greatest keeper of secrets, Nakari has broken empires and countless minds in his eternal quest for new depraved sensations. Though he harbors a particular hatred for the elven twins of Ulthuan, he puts aside his plans in order to teach the unclean hordes of Nurgle's minions a much-needed lesson on the beauty of pain. His unending search of hedonistic perfection has led him to probe the legions of Nurgle. For perhaps, past their disgusting facade, they possess the ultimate sensation, of which Nakari is desperate to experience. On the slopes, marauders and demonettes hold back the coming surge. Seldom little can stand against the green tide of Nurgle's infection, though Nakari is delighted to try. He employs the Lash of Slaanesh to thin the Nurgling hordes. One by one, Nakari's defenses fall, pushing he and his seducers into a corner. The Arch-Tempter does not accept his fate quietly and casts Witstealer Sword, turning himself into a one-demon army. He revels in anticipation of the blissful pain he is about to receive and bestow. But a one-demon army cannot hope to stand against the strength of Nurgle's garden, no matter how delightful the sensation. Slaanesh is no child to be outmaneuvered by bloated pox carriers, no fool to be punished for daring to desire. The Lord of Skulls bathes in blood, the Changer of Ways plays his games, and the Father spreads his little diseases. But the Prince of Pleasure, the Lord of Excess, is dedicated to the pursuit of earthly gratification. And what is more gratifying than victory? Excess is not mere flesh and gluttony. Excess is violence. Excess is unchained potential. Excess is perfection. A trap, and one Kugath willingly walked into. The seducers of Slaanesh keep their attacks coming, pressing the invaders in tighter and tighter. As devastating flankers, Slaanesh followers grow all the more eager and deadly when exploiting an enemy's exposed flanks. Demon faces demon in a mad carousal of disease and debauchery, culminating in a hysterical frenzy fanned by Nakari. To claim that ever-tantalizing victory, Nakari casts Slicing Shards. A mirror forms in the sky, reflecting the ugliness of Nurgle's followers back at themselves. It shatters into a myriad of deadly shards that lacerate and impale the demons below. An unfortunate outcome, Kugath admits as he slowly abandons the battle. Nakari may have his victory. Let him see if it was worth it in the coming days when Kugath's beautiful contagions begin to take hold. Though victorious, Nakari did not experience the ultimate sensation within Nurgle's hordes, and so his search continues.
But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince, and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman, and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel's been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.